Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. It is I, James Wolf, back with another video right here. And on today's video, we're going to be talking about WWE's newest recruit, El Grande Americano, and what I think of him on WWE, and who I think he is, and who the rest of the world thinks he is, right here on AWM Studios Podcast. Much more right after this. All right. Now, welcome back. Today's episode, like I said, is all about El Grande Americano, WWE's newest recruit. Now, who do I think he is, and who does the rest of us in the IWC, Internet Wrestling Community, think he is? We think that he is Chad Gable of American Made. Well, to be honest, I honestly have high theories that it could be Chad Gable. One, he says, gracias, with the two-finger thing in the air. And he, one, has the same physique as Chad Gable. Two, he just embodies the aura of Chad Gable in the current story between him and the luchadors of WWE. So, to me, it seems plausible that it could be Chad Gable. But I don't know for sure. I mean, to be factual, Chad Gable, look at this picture right here, somewhere on the screen. I'm not going to point to exactly where it is, because in editing, I don't know where I'm going to place the picture. But somewhere on the screen, look at the picture between El Grande Americano and Chad Gable. They look almost identical, to be honest. Just put the mask on Chad Gable and you've got El Grande Americano. That, and I think it's a stupid story, to be honest. To put a mask on Chad Gable and claim for him to be someone else, it makes no sense at all. Seriously, makes no sense whatsoever to call him a different name just because you put a mask on him. Next thing you're going to do is what? Put a mask on one of the Creed brothers and call them a different name? El Credo, I don't know. But still, what would you do with this information? Seriously. El Grande Americano, where did that name even come from? It's so freaking generic. It might as well be Sami Zayn back on the indies. El Generico, which is literally Spanish for the generic. So, with that being said, how did WWE even come up with a stupid gimmick as El Grande Americano? We want Chad Gable back on TV, and I don't mean just in backstage segments on camera. We want him to be revealed as the one under the mask. But here's how I think WWE could fool us into thinking that it is him, but in reality it isn't. Here's how they could fool us, in my opinion at least. Have someone that looks, as far as body-wise, physique-wise, look like Chad Gable. Same height, same muscular features, everything. And have him copy Chad Gable's moveset, his arsenal, and his mannerisms. And just put a mask on him. And in one of the matches, whether it's WrestleMania, whether it's a month after WrestleMania, a month and a half after WrestleMania, however long you want to roll this story with him and the luchadors, whatever. If you really want to drag this out, eventually down the line, have Dragon Lee, not any other member of the LWO, but Dragon Lee himself, unmask this guy, and it be someone completely different. And then Chad Gable comes out and he's like, see, man, I told you guys, it wasn't me. I'm not El Grande Americano. I'm not that guy. I told you right from the get-go that I wasn't him, but I praised him. Now, that's how you could fool us. Have Chad Gable come out on the stage after the unmasking and be like, wait, there's two different people here. You could do that. Or you could do it where we always knew it was Chad Gable and bring him out as Chad Gable and remove the mask and be like, ha, knew it, you were Chad Gable. But that's neither here nor there. What I would do is give Chad Gable or El Grande Americano a WrestleMania match. A quick, maybe 7 to 10 minute WrestleMania match. No more than 10 minutes. I mean, don't give him too much airtime on WrestleMania, but I would put him in a WrestleMania match. Why? Because as much as as stupid as this story is, it still is entertaining, in my opinion. At least I'm one of the IWCs out there that claim that it's entertaining. But that's just me. Down below in the comments, let me know, what do you guys think of the current story of El Grande Americano in WWE? Do you guys find it entertaining? I mean, I don't, but that's just me. But much more than that, also going into WrestleMania as well, we have this match for the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know if there's a graphic for it. That's why I'm pointing, because if there is a graphic, I'm going to put it somewhere on the screen. And in the Intercontinental Championship match, the men's one, you have it as a fatal four-way. You have it Penta taking on Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio, and the current reigning and defending Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker, in a fatal four-way match at Mania. Now, how do I see this going? I think this is I'm stuttering. I apologize. I see this as a descension of the Judgment Day. I see this as the ender of the Judgment Day, or at least the beginning of the ender of the Judgment Day. Give me a minute to take off my jacket, because I am getting a little hot down here. So just give me 1 second. It's going to be like a quick transition, because I'm pausing it. So just give me one quick hot second. But you see, that's what I would do. I think this is supposed to be the dissension, the start of the end of the Judgment Day tag team. Because every week on Raw, it seems like the same thing, the same backstage promos between Dominic and Finn Balor, where it looks like Finn Balor doesn't trust Dominic Mysterio, and Dominic just looks like he's in another world with Liv Morgan. So I see this as a breakup for the Judgment Day, or at least a start of the wedge between them. The first wedge was between the Judgment Day and Damian Priest. Wait, scratch that. The first one was between the Judgment Day and Rhea Ripley. And then it was the Judgment Day between Damian Priest, kicking him out as well. I think slowly, they're building it to being the ultimate breakup of the Judgment Day. And I give it maybe a month to 2 months after WrestleMania, then the entire Judgment Day thing will be a thing of the past, and there will no longer be a tag team of the Judgment Day. That's my opinion. But going into WrestleMania, I see either Penta beating Braun Breaker to take the Intercontinental title, or I see Braun Breaker retaining. But I do not see any members of the Judgment Day coming home with the Intercontinental Championship. I do not see that in the cards. It's either Penta becomes the new champion or Braun Breaker retains the championship, but I do not see the Judgment Day at all with the belt. I don't. That's just my opinion. The next thing on the agenda, let's go down the list. I'm just going through random matches. I'm not going through every single match. Next one is Jey Uso facing Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And this story, at first, I thought was boring. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I thought it was boring. But as the story progresses, I see it becoming more and more entertaining, to be honest. I mean, at first, like I said, it was boring, but then last week, or rather, whenever you're seeing this, the Monday, 2 Mondays before WrestleMania, it was Jimmy Uso versus Gunther in a non-title match, and the match ended with Gunther winning, but then he became more brutal and busted open Jey Uso, made him bleed, and then went even further past that, and then zip-tied Jey Uso to the rope so he couldn't help his brother. And the story just became more and more monstrous. So my hand-pick prediction is that Jey Uso is going to become unleashed. And like Paul Heyman said to CM Punk, you never want to anger a Samoan. You never want to anger a Samoan. So with that being said, I think Gunther angered the Samoan within Jey Uso. And at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, Jey Uso is going to do everything in his arsenal, everything in his power to beat Gunther, to win the World Heavyweight Championship and leave WrestleMania as the new champion. So my pick is the winner of that match, Gunther versus Jey for the world title. Jey Uso will leave WrestleMania as the new world champion. Guarantee that. I don't know how long the match is going to be. I'm not going to predict that. I'm not going to predict how the match is going to end, what moves are going to end the match. I'm just predicting the winner. And the winner is going to be Jey Uso leaving WrestleMania as the new world champion. Now, To close out Mania, to absolutely close out Mania, you have John Cena. In my opinion, this is how they're going to close it out. I don't know for a fact if this is the layout of matches, but to properly end WrestleMania, in my opinion, is to have, and I mean night 2 of WrestleMania. This is all night 2 I'm referring to. Is to end it with John Cena and Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. I'll be right back. Like that, I'll be right back, because right now they're cutting a Paul Heyman promo on Raw at the time of this filming, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Welcome back. I know it's just like that, as if it never happened, as if nothing ever happened, but I just got done watching the Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, CM Punk promo on this past Monday's episode of Raw, 2 weeks before WrestleMania in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and wow. Seth Rollins almost curb stomped Paul Heyman, but then he stopped himself, and now he's declaring to Paul Heyman that now Paul Heyman owes him a favor. I'm wondering what that could be. The favor, I already know what it is. I already know what the favor is going to be. The favor is going to be now that he has to remove himself from the WrestleMania match. Now, will Paul Heyman remove himself? I don't know. I doubt it. But now my thing is, whose side is Paul Heyman truly on in this triple threat match between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns? Now, I know right before the camera cut, I was talking about the John Cena, or I was about to talk about the John Cena and Cody Rhodes match, but I got to talk about this triple threat now between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, and this love triangle of Paul Heyman. Basically, if you watch the promo, what Seth Rollins said about Paul Heyman when it came to Roman Reigns leaving after last year's WrestleMania and not taking Paul with him and leaving him with his family to be destroyed and dismantled and completely obliterated is true. Then when CM Punk left back in 2014, he never took Paul Heyman with him. True. Then when CM Punk came back, he cut the same promo he cut in AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and said, I'm not here to make friends, I'm just here to make money. True. But now CM Punk wants to be like, oh wow, you gave me the favor of putting me in the main event of WrestleMania. And just like you predicted back in June of 2013, where you said, when I do make it to the main event of WrestleMania, you'll be in my corner. Now I want you in my corner. Now I need a friend. Now I want a friend. But after all these years, where was CM Punk? Where was he? He wasn't with Paul Heyman outside of WWE, living and loving life. He was loving life outside the WWE without Paul Heyman. So everything Seth Rollins said is 110% factual and true. Now, I know this is all just storyline based. This is all just for propaganda to further the story at WrestleMania. But it's all still true. Roman Reigns left after last year's loss to Cody Rhodes and didn't bring Paul Heyman with him outside WWE. No. He left him to be obliterated by the rest of the bloodline. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and the rest of the family. And then CM Punk comes back and he just needs a favor. So yeah, in this triple threat match, how do I see it going? I see it being every bit, mark me on my words, every bit, time length wise, only from bell to bell, action to action, I see it being every bit of 25 minutes long. 25 minutes. And why do I say 25 minutes? And why do I say this long of a match? Because there is a lot of story behind it all. Seth Rollins being the visionary, being the one that wants to kill CM Punk's career. He wants to finally put CM Punk's career in the ground and end it once and for all. Roman Reigns, on the other hand, wants to put a nail in Seth Rollins' coffin as well. So they all have hatred for each other. They all do. So there's a lot at stake in this match. But who do I pick to ultimately come out as the winner of this match? CM Punk. And why do I choose CM Punk? Because one, in reality, outside of storylines and all this, CM Punk, in my opinion, is owed the victory. Not only was he owed the main event of a WrestleMania, but he was also owed the victory in the main event of a WrestleMania, in my opinion. because he's done everything there is in the WWE since 2006 when he made his debut on the ECW brand. Now, with all this said, CM Punk deserves a victory, in my opinion. That's just here or there. So what do you guys think? Let me know down below. Do you think CM Punk's going to win? Do you think Seth Rollins is going to win? Or do you think Roman Reigns is going to win? And also, where do you see Paul Heyman lie in this WrestleMania love triangle? Do you see him doing Seth Rollins the favor and backing out of WrestleMania? Do you see him standing in CM Punk's corner, or do you see him being the wise man to the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, and standing in his corner? What do you see in the future of Paul Heyman? I see Paul Heyman going through with it and actually doing what he said in June of 2013, and that is to stand by his best friend, CM Punk, and be there when CM Punk beats both Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Now, that's just me right now. That's just me talking. But 25-minute match, and CM Punk walks out as the winner. That's my pick. Hopefully I'm right, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I will own up to it. But now let's get into the true main event of WrestleMania Night 2. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE's Undisputed Championship, shall we? The match that we've all been waiting for. And that match is going to be one hell of a match. Night 2, this match is going to be like last year. It's going to be a banger. In my opinion, a 6 out of 5 star match. So much so it's going to break the scale. And how do I see it going? I don't see John Cena doing move after move after move after move like he used to do back in 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. No. I see him, though, being a little bit slower because he hasn't been in WWE in like a year and a half as a full-timer, maybe 2 years, 3 years, or since before the pandemic, for that matter, as a full-timer. So I see him moving a little bit slow, but I see him moving more methodically. And then I also see The Rock attempting to interfere in the match, but John Cena, as much of a heel, as much of a neutral, as much of a bad guy that he is, he'll get in The Rock's face like he got in Vince McMahon's face, and is going to be like, stop right there. I don't need your help. I'm going to do this on my own because I need this. I'm going to take the belt home, and not because of you, and you're not going to control the WWE Championship when I win. I'm doing this on my own dime, Rock. Or he's going to call him Dwayne, for that matter, because he's going to try and break the fourth wall. And he's going to be like, Dwayne, I'm going to do this on my own. You stay there. Do not interfere. He's going to get back in the ring. Crossroads 1, Crossroads 2, goes in for the third Crossroads, gets reversed into the Attitude Adjustment. Boom, 1, 2, Cody kicks out. Cena, and this is like within 23, 24 minutes into the match. Like so far into the match, everyone should be drained at this point, energy-wise. And it's going to be like, oh my God. Cena's like, oh my God, what can I do? What the hell can I do? So The Rock gets on the apron so slowly with a smirk on his face and is like, 3, 2, 1. And does that signal again. And this time, out comes the final person to align himself with The Rock. And who do I see this being? I can't believe I'm saying this. The one that I see aligning himself as the third and final person with The Rock. Because I think each one of these is a symbol as to who's aligning or how many people are aligning with The Rock. 1 was John Cena. 2 was Travis Scott. 3, I honestly do think, I don't know why I think this, so don't ask me in the comments why I think this. I have no real answer to this, but I see it being, God, I can't believe I'm saying this, Randy Orton. Why do I say that? Why do I see Randy Orton, for any reason, siding with The Rock or even being anywhere near this story? 1, John Cena and Randy Orton have history with each other. I mean history. if I'm correct, I forget the exact year. I think it was either 2011 or 2012. All of that year, it was nothing but John Cena, Randy Orton, John Cena, Randy Orton, John Cena, Randy Orton for the WWE Championships. Like, back and forth, every other pay-per-view or every 3 pay-per-views, it was John Cena versus Randy Orton, John Cena versus Randy Orton. So this time I see Randy Orton coming in, acting like he's going to side with The Rock. RKO The Rock, RKO John Cena. And he's going to look Cody right in his eyes as Cody's stumbling to get back to his feet. And he's going to be like, not so much a thumbs up, but he's going to be like a head nod. He's going to turn around, Crossroads 1, Crossroads 2, Crossroads 3, 1, 2. The Rock will pull the ref out and will basically threaten him. Again, everything like he did last year. Threaten the referee and be like, if you count to 3, your ass is fired. And he'll curse because The Rock doesn't care. He'll be like, I don't give a what you say. I'm the boss here. You listen to me. If you want your job tomorrow, you will not call this a match. But the referee's going to be like, I'm the ref. I got to do what I got to do, Rock. I got to do it. I'm the referee of this match. And then as he goes back to do it, attitude adjustment to Cody Rhodes. 1, 2, 3. John Cena wins the match. John Cena wins it all. He's finally the WWE champion. The Rock gets in the ring. Travis Scott gets in the ring. They all hold their hands up. The Rock holds up John Cena's hand like he did at WrestleMania 29 and actually names him the new WWE champion. But at the end of it all, it means nothing to Cena. Cena will then attitude adjust The Rock. He'll attitude adjust Travis Scott. Not that he's turning face again and going back to the crowd. No. But this is to show that he wanted to do things on his own without anybody's help. But he will show respect to one person only. And that is Randy Orton. That'll be the only person that he'll show respect to. And then that'll close out WrestleMania 41, Night 2. The final WrestleMania of the year, that is. And then the next night on Raw, the story will continue. But that's how I see WrestleMania Night 2 ending. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me how you see the match ending. Who you think is going to win and how you think they're going to win and how long you think the match is going to be. My predictions are that the match is going to be 28 minutes. The match is going to have John Cena win the WWE Championship and then post-match take out The Rock and take out Travis Scott. And not to show respect or like he's changing back to the crowd, no. But to show that he wants to stand on his own 2 feet in his final moments in the WWE for the rest of the year. That nobody will stand in his way and help him along the way. He doesn't need any help. He's been in the business for well over 2.5 decades. He wants to do this on his own, once and for all, without anybody's help, the way he's done it right along. And that's how I see WrestleMania 41 ending. How do you guys see it ending? Let me know down below. And with that said, if you like this video, if you like any of my other videos on my channel, subscribe to this amazing channel, smash that like button, and comment below your favorite moments of WrestleMania, and also your outcome predictions for this year's WrestleMania 41 live from Las Vegas. And while you're at it, check out some of my other awesome videos right here on YouTube at AWM Studios Podcast. Subscribe and like this video and share it all over social media. Talk to you all in the very next episode and the very next video right here on AWM Studios Podcast. I'm James Wolf. Talk to you all very, very soon. Good night, everyone.